get started here in a second. Alrighty. Happy Monday, everybody. So today we're going to be doing some Windows development, continuing on trying to get the Quest Pro to work with Unreal Engine 5. So last time we pretty much tried to get it to work with the vanilla Unreal Engine 5 and we couldn't. So today what we're going to do is we found this. So Oculus has their own fork of the Unreal Engine, and then within that, if you actually look here at the tags, they have a bunch of releases, and they have Oculus 5.03, release 1.78 V46. So this is a custom fork of their of the main Unreal Engine repo, which is open source, of course. So we went ahead and on this README here, they have instructions for getting up and running. This is Windows. So first thing you need to do is install GitHub for Windows. So we went ahead and installed that. There's a GitHub desktop. It's basically just like a little visual GUI for GitHub. So we're in the repo Unreal Engine, which we cloned into just our directories. And we went ahead and checked out the Oculus 5.0 branch, which is the this release. If you actually look at the commits, the release that is tagged 5.0 v46 is on this branch. So that's what we got there. Then we open the folder and run setup.sh. So let's go into that folder. I think we put it in our dev folder here. So this is the repo here that we're looking at here. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to run setup.sh. So, or actually no, we're going to run install Visual Studio, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Never mind. We were looking at the Linux instructions. So, all right. Once we install GitHub for Windows and get the right branch, we're going to have to install an entire IDE, Visual Studio, in order to build Unreal Engine. This is kind of incredibly annoying because we already have VS Code, but hey, this is these instructions. This is the guy who probably wrote this, uses Visual Studio, so this is what we're going to be using. Oh, looks like you can, let's put it down here. So then what you do, you'll see we're inside that folder, right? We do file open project-solution, and we go to our dev into Unreal Engine, which is this repo, and there's a .sln, which is a Visual Studio solution. We're going to go ahead and open that. And when we open that, we're here inside basically the source code for Unreal Engine, right? The actual editing tool itself. Okay. Make sure the game development with C++ workload is installed. I think we already have that. I'm not 100% sure, but okay. Open your source folder in Windows Explorer and run setup.bat. So rather than the setup.sh, which is a shell script, right, we're going to be running this, the .bat, which is a Windows batch file. So we're going to go ahead to run that. It throws up a little Windows terminal, does some things. modifies some files. Okay. Access to path, wind, live coding console, exe is denied. Sure, we're going to give it permissions. A window from Smart Screen, more info, run anyways. Okay, looks like it finished. And then we're also going to run generate project files.bat, which is this one here, this batch file. Okay. So once you generate both of those, you go here, reload. And I went ahead and I already built this. But you can go ahead and, in order to build this, I'm going to show you a second once this finishes loading. But in order to build this, you click here. There should be a underneath the engine. There should be this little thing called UE5, Unreal Engine 5, and that's what you actually want to build. So you can click on that and hit build, rebuild, clean. I'm afraid if I hit build again, it'll go through the whole 40-minute process again. So I'm going to spare you guys that, and hopefully I didn't just kill it there by rerunning these like little batch files. But okay, once you hit build, it'll go ahead and build. And then what we're going to want to run is we're going to run the development editor on Windows 64, and specifically Unreal Engine 5, UE5, and then we're going to run it. And when you run it, it opens up Unreal Engine editor, right? Let's close out the one that we already have. And there you go. This is the Unreal Engine editor. It's running. We also have the MetaQuest Developer Hub, right? MetaQuest Developer Hub. It's a program that allows you to connect to your MetaQuest. I have it connected via linked, so a cable. And it seems to be doing fine, operating, active, connected, and so on. So let's go back to here. For the curious, I'm drinking MCT oil coffee. And while this loads, I'm going to go to the bathroom and I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. So, as we can see here, once we got the Visual Studio, we hit play on the Unreal Engine 5, which is what we built beforehand. Now we can actually start, we have our project. So let's actually remove all these projects. So let's go into our File Explorer here, into the Unreal Projects folder, and let's go ahead and just delete all of these. You know, we don't really know. Let's hit refresh here. There should be nothing. Okay, no projects yet. Okay, so now let's see if within the Unreal, or no, let's go into the Unreal Engine. So this is the branch of Unreal Engine that we built, and then within here, let's go to samples, starter content. No, let's go to Oculus. Hands sample, hands pose. Let's try to do something simple. Android permissions. Let's just do hand or graphics showcase. How about this? This one sounds interesting. Let's open. So we're opening one of the samples that they have available. Are missing or built with a different. Would you like to rebuild them? No. Let's not rebuild. Well, now what? Seems like it just ran that entire thing. Let's rerun it. Hopefully we don't have to rebuild this, guys, because or else it's gonna be really long. Android quick start guide. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. So, as we can hear ourselves. Okay, so we're looking here, Android development projects. You have to get the right Android NDK. You have to enable USB debugging. Okay, we're back here. Let's just start. Let's open up, let's see if we can open up one of the other samples here. Browse, Oculus, scene. Let's try the easiest one that might be there. Opening it may prevent it from opening with the original editor. Open a copy. Okay. Okay, project settings, platforms, Android, accept SDK license. Packaging, Android builds. Okay. We might have to do some of this. This is kind of what I was running into before, but we'll see if we get to it. What else? else? Can we just like kind of browse this MetaQuest Developer Hub? There's different accounts on there. You can stop, run things, metrics recording. What's that? OBR metrics overlaid on an app that's running. Okay, so you can get different metrics and performance for the device itself. Guardian on, proximity sensor on. MetaQuest browser, open URL. You can record, screenshot. There's the performance. Silver CPU, gold CPU. There's 4 CPU cores, it seems. GPU. Is there a GPU in the Quest Pro, or is this just the GPU in our computer? GPU in Quest Pro. Like one of those little Intel Movidius? No, there's no GPU in the Quest Pro. What the hell am I talking about? What is this doing? This is still compiling shaders, alright. I guess we gotta wait some more. Okay. Why don't we compare these branches, actually see what's going on here. So we have this tag, and look at this. View commit details, copy, browse the repository at this point in time. GitHub, compare branch to main. Okay, contribute and then compare. So I think I probably just need to make this bigger. Maybe I click this fork button. No. Where is the contribute here? Come on. Somehow we magically arrived to it. Showing 659 changed files. Holy shit. They changed all kinds of things. Hierarchies, soft bridge, CAD, enterprise. Look at all this crap. Patch versions, TCP server. What are they changing that? Import data during the game tickable objects. Receive message. Just nulls this out, makes it 0, returns 0, all of this extra crap. Okay. There's a little bit of shenaniganry going on there. This is still going. Still compiling shaders, still selling fake doors. Okay. Another thing we had to do here, so we ran into an issue when we were trying to build this. And what the issue said was platform Android is not a valid version. So how do we know what version of JDK we have? Windows check version of JDK. Hit the start button until you see the Java folder. How do I check my version of Java? How do I check the current version of SDK? Yeah, come on. Oh, this is Linux. Seems like maybe we can open up a PowerShell here. Shell. Window command prompt. Is this what we want? Java dash version. Is there which Java? God, I hate Windows PowerShell. Guys, I just don't even know what the fuck to do on it. At what point do we give up on this Unreal Engine here? Right? I had to look in UE4 engines extras Android setup to find that I was supposed to get version 21.1.63. So let's go here. Dev Unreal Engine. Oh. Come on. Engine. Extras. Android. Set up Android, so I suppose I can inspect this. Can I open this with a VS Code and see what's in it? Okay. So these are the different versions that it needs. It needs the Android NDK of 21.4.7. Okay. So let's go into our Android Studio, which is a third IDE. This is just how crazy this shit is. And we're gonna, up here at the top, you go into Tools, and then SDK Manager. And then within those tools, go to SDK Tools, and then there's a Show Package Details. So hit the Show Package Details. And let's close out of the SDK, or actually here, let's go here, put these here. So we need the Build Tools version 30.0.3. So 30.0.3, this one. And then we also need the NDK 21.4.7. 21.4.7. Okay, so those are the ones that we're putting in there. Let's go ahead and install these. Any other things we need here? No. Let's hit apply. Okay. And I'll go ahead and download those. I think it's going to download the zip, and then it's going to install that. While that's doing that, let's go ahead and just close out of this Unreal Engine. This thing is just shite. It is shot. Close out of that. We're going to go back to our Android Studio. It seems like that finished installing the version 30, which is the one that it seems to want. Okay, go back to our Unreal Engine project here. Maybe we can build this. Let's see if we can build. We may regret this because I ran this overnight. So I don't actually know how long it took, but it could take hours and hours and hours. Okay, we're looking at the logs here. Okay, perfect. Actually, it built pretty quick there. Total execution time, 24 seconds. That was incredibly fast. All right, so now that it's there, we can run UE5. Let's run it. Okay. Unreal build tool log.txt. So okay, it's loading. Goes out of Visual Studio, go back to this. Okay, it seems to be loading a little quicker now. Let's make sure we're still connected to our Quest. Yep, we're still connected to our Quest headset. Okay, 83%, we're getting there. Process memory keeps increasing. It's loading a bunch of things into memory here. Loading symbols. 95%, almost ready. Here, we'll link this in the actual live stream. We'll put it here. Say something. That's what we're saying. That's the link that we went to. Okay. So now let's go back to here. We have recent projects. We're gonna try to load one of the projects again. So in dev, in the Facebook branch of the Unreal Engine, go to samples, Oculus. Let's try the scene 5.0. That wasn't there before. Is that the one that we created? Yeah, scene 5.0 is the one that we created, so let's go ahead and delete that. Okay, it's open in another program. Let's see if maybe just the VR version, so VR starter. Oh. VR starter. Maybe that this is the default will work. We'll see. Okay. Initializing. So it's opening up the VR starter project rather than one of the samples that is provided in the Oculus branch. We're going to see if just the default VR starter works. Maybe not. Probably not. Okay. Project file is out of date. Would you like to update it? Not now. Okay. So we are in this little project here. This is the starter project where you have little stuff to grab. So if we have the MetaXR Tools plugin. It's already loaded. Deploy compiled SO directly to device. We have our Quest Pro. It is available there. So let's go ahead and try to quick launch on the Quest Pro. Verifying SDK and device for Android. Show output log. Okay, so it seems to have worked. Building automation tool using bundled.NET SDK. Okay, this is the build cook run. This is the project session name, build command started. Okay, so this is the actual command that it runs. Build tool, Win64, error. Platform Android is not a valid platform to build. Check that the SDK is installed properly. Look at this. Here we go. This part here. Okay, Unreal Engine, programs, automation tool, saved, logs, UBT, VR starter, Android, development, damn dude. This is a text document. Let's look at open with VS Code. Okay, so this is just the same plugins. I'm gonna make this small. Maybe make it a little bit, move it over here to this side. Okay, it's ignoring a bunch of things. Ignoring. Executing 8 processes. Is there an error in here? Error. Okay, where else is there an error? Error equals false. Log database error, warnings as errors. Okay, so I mean that seems like it did fine. Let's open up this other log text here. Let's control F, error. Same thing, log database, error, here we go. Okay, this is the same error that we were looking at before, and this is the one that we looked up on the internet here. Let's go ahead and put that on there. Unable to set up Unreal API, okay. Android NDK. Go into here. This is still working. This is still working. Okay. Let's close out of this output log. Let's go into here into the setting up Unreal Engine. There's a way to make sure that you're using the right Unreal Editor. So you need to go to, let's make this over here, edit project settings, edit project settings, navigate to platforms, engine editor platforms, Android. Are we back? I think we're back. This is the link I'm looking at. Project names, button is enabled. Click it. Okay. Target SDK version. It says 25. Let's see if just what we did right here, just generating these files. Okay, so we went ahead. Okay, so let's not do this one. Right? Doesn't seem like it's working. Let's try to run our UE5 and let's try to open one of the projects that they have in the Oculus samples. How long are we streaming right now? It's been like 40 minutes, okay. Need to downgrade Gradle. What is Gradle? Gradle is a build automation tool for multi-language software development. It supports development process. Okay, so it's like a build tool. There's 6, 7. Earliest version is 2008. Multi-project builds. Okay, free software, Apache license 2.0. Okay. Still waiting. The beauties. The joy of Windows development. Just downloading 500 different things and getting failures because the versions aren't correct. We're getting so much done. Okay. Going here. We're not going to do the VR starter scene. We're going to go into the Unreal Engine. Samples. Maybe templates. TP virtual reality. That's the one we just tried. Let's do samples. Oculus. Let's do hands sample, pass-through sample. Why don't we try that? PT samples, open. More options. Fill to create. Okay. Okay. So we're in a different scene now. Project file is out of date. Update. Let's see what happens if we hit update. Lighting needs to rebuild. Okay. We still have our Meta XR Tools plugins. Okay, that's good. We do see our Quest Pro. That is good. Let's see if we can click it. Let's see what happens there. First thing it does is it verifies the Android SDKs. Saves content, sure, save. Wants us to save these things before it tries to run it. Okay, that's the green. So the saves that we just did. Now it's going to build building automation tool, and this is where we're going to get the error if we got it. Build, 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 build. Build. Looks like it's fine. Pray to the old gods here. Holy shit. No. There it is. There's the failure. Android toolchain NDK. R21B. Okay. So it fails. Let's close out of this log. Let's see if we go to project settings. Maybe we do this, accept the SDK license crap, and maybe that kind of helps us. Project settings. I'm going to go down to the platforms, Android, Oculus project, minimum SDK version, target SDK version. Say 30. Internal only. Configure now. Okay. APK packaging. Google Play. I don't really need Google Play. Launch images, audio, a bunch of crap. What about if we click on Android SDK? Location of Android SDK. This might be where I need to set things. Setting up Android device for development. Latest. Okay, that's not what I want. Installing additional Android SDKs. First, locate the NVPack Android SDK Windows tool from your PC. Okay, maybe if we go to our Android Studio, Tools, SDK Manager. So SDK platforms, Oreo, Tiramisu, R, Jelly Bean. Okay, how do we... okay, SDK location is in users ook app data local Android SDK. So maybe we go here. Local disk C, users ook app data. What's it called again? App data local. Is it not in local disk C? What if we copy that path and put it into here? Okay, there we go. Location of the Android SDK. NDK, extras, command line tools, tools, sources, skins, platform tools. SDK. Android, select folder. Android SDK. NDK 21. Select folder. Location of Java JDK. D/Java. Local. Is there a Java somewhere here? AAAJ. HIJ. Do we even have Java installed? JDK installation guide. Microsoft Windows. Installation of the JDK on Microsoft Windows. Oh, it might be under Oracle. LMNO. Oculus, OneDrive. Nope. Okay, download the JDK installer. Java SE downloads. I don't think we want Java 17. I think we want Java 8. Yeah, this is the one we want. Java 8, Windows, 64-bit installer. That one. Accept. We need to make an account for this? Are you kidding me? Alright, let's create an account here. Dude, what a bunch of horseshit. Can we just not do that? I think this guy had a direct download link. Okay. This guy was saying it's on the developer tools. Says you can find it here. No, I don't think you can find it here. There's no link. There is no link in this. We need to actually create a Java account. Okay. Create account. Jesus Christ. We'll save that for later. Let's see if this actually works here. Okay, we pointed it to specific versions. We haven't given it the JDK, but maybe we can get it to work with this. Huh? Okay, we still have that. Why do we no longer have... Why do we no longer have our headset? Let's try unconnecting, reconnecting our headset. Okay, it's reconnected. Okay. Damn, we just don't even have the... Let's close out of that. Alright guys, we're going to try to do one more here. If we can't get this, we're just going to go straight into the next stream, and then hopefully I can get you guys... I can figure this out, and then start doing actual Unreal development rather than just debugging why we can't even connect to our Oculus headset. If we can't actually get this working this week, we're going to switch to Unity. Because this is ridiculous. Okay. Maybe we can go to android.bat here. Can we find? Android.bat, not .bat. Okay, while that's searching, let's go back to our Unreal Engine. Looks like it's doing its little loading thing. Okay. It opened up bouncing ball. Nope, didn't open up anything. We killed it. No, here it is. Okay. Let's We tried VR Starter. We tried their samples. Let's try let's try the VR Starter again. A fresh VR Starter. VR Starter 2. This is still not finding android.bat. See, it might be in the D folder. Program files. There's no Android. Okay, new plugins are available. Update the project. Let's try updating. Let's manage the plugins. Let's do XR. Meta XR is enabled. OpenXR, Visualization XR. Okay. Everything seems fine. Meta XR tools, deploy directly to device. Okay. Our Quest headset. Eject Quest Pro. Okay, and then we're going to reconnect. Okay. It's connected. We're still just not getting it on here. Let's try to cook the content. SDK for Android is not installed properly, which is check the SDK section of the launch on menu to update the SDK. Edit, project settings. Agree. Okay. Why does it not? Configure platform files are writable. SDK, target SDK version 25. Android SDK, sure. It's the ones that we pointed it to. Actually, we should say target SDK version is not 25, it's 21. Or no, target SDK version is 30. Okay. Accept SDK, agree. Okay. Now let's see if we can build to the Android. Cook content. Continue. Show output log. Allow access. Capsule is not initialized properly. Oh, why is this so... custom commands. Maybe we can like add something to that. Meta developer hub create ADB command. Missing cached shader map for Vulkan. Okay, I don't know why it's using Vulkan. Does Oculus use Vulkan by default? The Unity game engine now supports. Okay. See if we can figure out what this is. These are very old, 2018. I'm looking here at the date 2013, 2017. Let's do tools past year. Vulkan. Down here. Okay, a bunch of Vulkan crap that they added for this, but that's Unreal 4.6, so. Alright, this is still building. Settings. Enable word wrapping. Okay. I don't exactly know what we're going to do once we build this. I guess if we build it and we don't run into any errors, that tells us something. But this still seems fine. UE5. These are the logs. Upgrade log. Open this with Chrome. Okay, so I guess everything worked except for this. What's wrong with this? Warnings. One warning. Okay, so that is something we could look into. It does say here 2019 Visual Studio, and I think we have Visual Studio 2022. It's cooking. Okay. I don't know why it suddenly stopped. You know, like, don't you think that's a little suspicious? It used to show the quest and now it doesn't. See documentation. Issues. J. Lou. This might be the guy, dude. Works for Epic. Makes his own branch. Okay. Owl and Fox. This guy also has opened some issues. Unreal Shared Spaces quest. He's using the Oculus fork. But he's using the 4.0 or the Unreal 4 version. Okay, this is almost done. Okay. Nobody's answered my issue. Nobody's even commented it. Nobody said anything. Huh. Come on. Cooking. Cooking Android. What is cooking? Unreal Engine cooking. Content cooking. Stores content assets in particular formats which it uses internally, such as PNG or texture data or WAV. However, this content needs to be converted to different formats for the various platforms, either because the platform uses a proprietary format or does not support the Unreal format. The process of converting content from the internal format to the platform-specific format is called cooking. To cook data for your game, you use the cook commandlet. Okay, so you run cook and you target a specific platform. Okay, I wonder if we can see the original command. Search dash run equals cook. Cook. Here we go. That's it? That's all the instances of the word cook? What about cook capital? It's a bad search functionality because I can't actually search anything. Okay, so we're still cooking on this. We're almost done. 750 packages out of 757. Apparently what cooking does is it basically converts all the assets into the specific cooking complete green check mark into the specific platform version. So in this case, Android. Okay, so now if we try to package the content, yeah, let's try to just do it directly in here. Okay. I think we're probably going to run into the same error that we keep running into. Yep, here it is. It didn't immediately fail. And holy shit, this is going to take forever. Look at that. 10 out of 834. Okay, so actually look at this. It says Android toolchain NDK R21B recommended, but it was able to find R21E. NDK version 210500. Interesting stuff. Clang plus plus. Clang is a compiler front end for C, C++, a bunch of different C variants. Clang operates in the LLVM compiler backend. Okay. Developers LLVM developer group. LLVM is a set of compiler and toolchain technologies written in C++. Started in 2000 at the University of Illinois. Chris Latner, this is a famous computer scientist. Yeah, I know this guy. Well, I mean, I don't know him personally, but I've seen him. Okay, yeah, and then he kind of maybe, I guess, built LLVM and then eventually was hired on Apple and then built all the compilation tools for Apple. The core of LLVM is the intermediate representation, a low-level programming language similar to assembly. IR is a strongly typed, reduced instruction set computing instruction set, which abstracts away most details of the target. Instead of a fixed set of registers, IR uses an infinite set of temporaries of the form %0, %1. Okay. Okay, so there's actually 3 different formats here. A human readable format, an in-memory format, and then a dense bitcode format. So this is the assembly. This is Hello World in IR, which is a low-level programming language similar to assembly. So it's kind of like assembly, but kind of not. Okay, so there's some kind of string, which is 14 characters of int 8. Then you're declaring a printf function, which takes some amount of int 8. I don't know what that is. Maybe the output is int 32. Then you define, there's a main function here. Get the element pointer, so get the pointer for this thing, the string. Maybe that's what the int32 is here. And then it calls, right, given that pointer, and it calls printf, and whatever noun wind is, and then it returns an int32 of 0. So int32 is actually the return. Cool. What else can we look at while this builds? And if it builds, how the fuck are we going to load it? I wonder if we can go to Unreal Projects, VR Starter 2. I wonder if we build, it'll somewhere appear here, right? 939, 940. Okay. We'll see. Maybe this build results in something that we can load onto the device. Maybe not, you know? Our Oculus development experience continues. Still packaging. Okay. I think these are still old. Owl and Fox. This guy seems to be one of them. Can I like message people? Jam P3D. Sorry for asking in the wrong thread here, but have you Have any of you gotten the UE5? Maybe UE5 plus Quest Pro to work? Or are you still developing on UE4 plus Quest 2? See if these people answer us. All this crap that it's building. Just mountains and mountains of shit. Maybe this PR0 Zach guy is really the guy who's doing shit here. Seems to be committing everything 10 days ago. Let's look at him. Oculus samples, he's making a bunch of commits and repositories. Okay. Space Warp, shared spaces, firsthand. Okay, so he's working in Unreal and in Unity, which is interesting. This is the official Oculus VR GitHub bot. Seems like they probably push code internally and then this bot kind of copy pastes it into the public repo. Search devices. Oculus not showing up on UE device list. Make sure the Oculus is prompt in. The Oculus will prompt you to accept a license or something every time you plug it in. Okay, wait up. Maybe we need to check on our headset. allow. Okay. So we did have to accept something there. So now that we've accepted it, does it show up? Nope. Still doesn't show up. Halfway through building. VR spectator. What is this? SM ball. BP VR spectator. What's going on with us? So BPVR spectator, this object has a root, component, camera mesh, text render. Okay. Default scene root. Default scene capture component in 2D. Texture target, RTVR spectator. Player start, where's that? Hit F. F to focus, player start. There's a capsule component. Okay, so this is probably where the user gets started, right in front of that table. Ooh, edit in C++. Okay. General. All. Advanced. Shape, color, physics. What about text render actor? Oh, that's inside this like weird little no teleport zone. Okay. Recast nav mesh. Floor. VR spectator. Grab actor. Okay, so these are objects that you can grab and they have a grab component. Let's actually see what this looks like. Source, this blueprint. Can we see what that is? Components, grab component. Events, on grabbed, on dropped. And then you have some mesh, right? Okay. Functions. My blueprint. Can I like view this? Static mesh. You have a mesh here with some material. It's just this cube. Okay. Cast shadow. Probably has physics settings. Have some component stuff. Okay. Why is this like just the default blueprint? Maybe it says it has a blueprint, but it doesn't? Okay, what about these pistols? Do they have the same? Yeah, they also have the grab component snap. Okay, so slightly different. And then there's a muzzle location. And then skeletal mesh gun. Okay. What about grab component snap? Oh, here you go. Boom. This one actually does have stuff. Okay. So you can also use sockets on the gun mesh, which is a better pipeline if there are many different weapons. Okay. So muzzle location, this is the kind of 3D location of that little muzzle piece there. Right there. Okay. That you get the world rotation and then get the world location. So this is going to be a 3-dimensional vector and another 3-dimensional vector. Or actually rotation might be, yeah, actually it's right there. Value is 3. Value is a 3. You make a transform. Okay, convert that into a transform that you can apply to something. And event trigger pressed. Okay, VR interaction, so the trigger is pressed. When you press that trigger, it gets the location rotation of the muzzle. It makes a transform related to that. And then it spawns the projectile. It gets the player pawn. Owner is self. Okay, player index 0. I don't know if this is the bullet. It might be the bullet. Spawns. And then playing the haptic effect. So it gets the player controller target. Pistol fire haptic event. That's what this is. Okay. Grab component. The snap target. Motion controller, motion source, left. Select, right, index, hand. Okay. Cool. Let's go back here. Still building. Okay. Okay, location of the Android SDK. We do have that set. We don't have the Java, so can we make sure that we have Java installed in here? Windows check if JDK is installed. Open command prompt and enter Java/version. On Windows, Java is usually installed in program files, Java. CHIJ. It is just not there. I don't think we have it. normally command prompt J Java C. Okay. Good old JDK. Java 8, Java 11. Alright guys, we're gonna pause the stream here so you don't see me enter all this extra information. All right, we're back. I went ahead and I downloaded the Java SDK. Or the JDK. Next. Program files, Java, JRE, next. It's going to install Java there. Let's go back to Unreal, see what this bad boy's doing. It's almost done. 745 out of 834. We've made it. We've made it this far. Let's go back to the Java installer. Okay. Successfully installed. Close. Okay, so now we do have okay, and we latest, and then it says here location of the Java for platforms Android SDK. We need to put that in there. Okay, so go here, minimize this. We're going to go to File or Edit, Project Settings, Platforms Android SDK, and location of Java. We're going to go to not PLC debug, program files, Java. What do they want? Contains JDK. Okay, select folder. Okay. So that's that. We have all that stuff loaded. This is almost done here. I can almost guarantee you this is not going to work. 100% chance this does not work. 99% chance. If it works, we will yell and shout and let it all out. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay. SDK. Android. Let's close out of the Gmail. NVPack SDK, Android SDK Windows. So this is in D. Data C. Program files? Nope. Program files? Nope. Program files? Android? Lib? Somewhere in here, search for android.bat. What about just star.bat? Kotlin JS Studio Profiler Inspect format. Game tools. Okay, this is an Android Studio bin. Android Studio bin. Here we have a bunch of app files. SDK manager. I mean, we already did that. We just access it directly through Android Studio. Tools, SDK manager. SDK 30. Android SDK for Quest 2. Allow access. I think this is done. Android SDK license file not found. Please agree to license in Android project settings in the folder. Okay. Edit project settings. Android. Accept SDK license. Agree. Open build folder. Android material quality, Android SDK, HoloLens, Windows, Android. com.epic games, we'll call this starter project name. Keeps failing on this. Let's see what that is. Can't accept Android SDK license. Make sure you've installed CodeWorks. The fuck is CodeWorks? CodeWorks UE5. CodeWorks. God, are you fucking kidding me? There's a whole... CodeWorks UE5. let's go back to this SDK, Android build tools. Which one is it complaining about again? Search for version. Subversion. Okay. If you select the button, wrong path of SDK. Okay, so Android SDK. Let's go to this path. Do we even have a C/NV pack? CodeWorks, Android, Unreal Engine. Code works. What about Unreal? Okay, maybe just this. Okay, maybe we just install this. We already have an account. What does this say? Usually contains Android SDK. search nrc folder Android SDK. Do we have this folder somewhere? This is extremely frustrating. Dude, this guy knows. He knows. Do you need CodeWorks? That's the real question. Okay, so it looks like NVIDIA has their own branches of the Unreal Engine. Okay, we're gonna pause this real quick so I can log into the NVIDIA here. All right, we're back. We logged into NVIDIA, verified the account in order to install NVIDIA CodeWorks. We're going to put it all in there. Nope, we don't want any usage collection. Going to extract it all in there. Just going to install all this crap. Okay. Accept all. Okay, maybe we should have done this to begin with because this seems like this is going to install the SDK, the platform tools, build tools, like all this crap. So maybe those are the ones we would have wanted originally. Okay, downloading, installing. Also, we searched for the specific Android SDK. Couldn't find anything. Did find this license, but I think we're going to have to change these to the ones in the C/NV pack. So we're going to go to C, and we're going to go to NV pack, Android NDK. So we're going to go there. We're going to do that one. Local C, NV pack, Android NDK, select folder. Location of Java, we're going to go C, NV pack, JDK, NDK API, specific version or latest. Let's just do latest. Or actually, no, we'll say Android 21. Android 21 SDK API level, we'll say match NDK. Match NDK. And up here, we'll change NVPack to Android SDK Windows. Okay, next, finish. No. Okay, so we have all the settings that this guy has. Then we're going to go to Android. We're going to accept the license. Okay, now it's green. Or grayed out. Now let's go and let's see if we can build for the Quest Pro. Okay. Building. Should have cleared this. Build started. Completed stage. Total time. NDK toolchain R18. Note Android toolchain R21B recommended. Okay. Get a bunch of shit. So we might have to restart our computer and then rebuild the Unreal Engine. Make sure all the SDK and NDK versions are correct. And who knows, maybe if we wait a couple days, we'll get the latest, we'll get another push into this branch, the Oculus 5.0 branch, and we'll get something interesting there. But yeah, that's it. Sorry about all this confusing stuff, and hopefully we can start to get this stuff working. Remember, no time is wasted as long as you're doing things. So that's all. And thank you for watching. See you guys later.